more doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette.
Hurry, hurry, hurry.
Bavarians is for your man and you too.
That you say? No Boulder Dash or baloney here.
Cheers, everyone, and welcome to The Unfiltered Gentleman. And now, breaking the seal all over the finer things of life, Greg, Scott, and Dan.
Yes, welcome in, everybody. Thank you for listening. Thanks for joining. Thanks for drinking along with us. We are The Unfiltered Gentleman. I am Greg. That is Scott.
Greetings, cretins.
And that is Dan.
I can't follow that up. That was good.
He one-upped your game there.
He did.
man.
Yeah, he caught me off guard with that one.
Yeah, I can't blame you. I would have had nothing after that.
A shot to the balls.
Yeah.
And it's too late. Thank you guys for listening. Thanks for joining. Like I said, we have a lot of show to get to today. We have another drunk story from Immigrants Frühlingsfest. Got a little bit of sports news to talk about. Some huge breaking news in the beer world.
Oh, wow.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
And so much more. But first, let me tell you guys that our burp word of the week is buzzer beater.
Oh, shit.
Ooh. We'll get to that and some sports talk.
Right on.
The what?
But quiet.
Yeah, I see what you did there. And shout out to our top listening city of last week, and that is Thousand Oaks, California.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
There you go.
keeping it local to us around here. So thank you, Thousand Oaks, for hanging out and drinking some beers with us. Don't forget when you're on the social medias to hashtag show us your beers. You can also rate and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, iTunes, or wherever else you get your pods from. And make sure you hashtag show us your beers. I think that's everything. I think we're all looking a little dehydrated over here. So let's fix things.
Grab your libations, pals. It's time for beer of the week.
And if you're drinking, well, you know that you're my friend. And I'll say, I think I'll have myself a beer.
So I'll tell the story in just a couple of few when we get into crotch talk. But this beer comes to us. The beer's not from Colorado, but it comes to us from some friends in Colorado.
Right on.
This is from Connecticut. We are drinking Lawson's Finest Liquids Sip of Sunshine IPA. It is 8%, has 65 IBUs, a 4.39 on Untappd. That is very high. And a 4.56 on Beer Advocate. From the brewery, they say, this lupulin-laden India Pale Ale is packed with juicy tropical fruit character, bright floral aromas, and delectable layers of hop flavor. Our Sip of Sunshine is brewed by Lawson's Finest Liquid in Stratford, Connecticut at Two Roads Brewing, and it will continue to be produced at that location. Sip of Sunshine is a beer inspired by the original Double Sunshine IPA brewed in Vermont, previously in Warren, and now at our brewery. They have recipes with distinct differences in the hops, specialty malts, and water source for the beer. Yet they share the similar juicy tropical fruit character and a floral aroma that jumps from the glass. Pour mindfully, inhale deeply, and enjoy a tropical vacation in a glass. Always store cold, enjoy fresh, and stay cool.
I just drink the damn beer. No, it is. It's very. You must follow those instructions, I think, because it is very delicious beer.
This is nice. I feel
very
like
tasty.
this is right up Dan's alley. It's got that classic pininess to it that we all remember in IPAs of years past.
Yes. Yes. I can. Yeah. It's got that dank.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Sticky icky.
That's right.
The ooey.
Now let's talk a little bit about hops.
Let's talk about them indeed. Scott, what say you?
I am liking it.
Mm-hmm. 68 IBUs, or 65 IBUs. I would have guessed it was a little bit higher, but I like it. You do get a little bit of that tropical, but it really comes in with pine, then gets a little fruity, and then washes away the pine again.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I would have thought it would have been higher IBUs too.
Yeah, it drinks that way. So, But it is good, and it is definitely a quick drinking beer. And I'd say it hides the 8% pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
It's got piney fresh breath.
I can use this for a mouthwash.
Yeah. Sir, are you a lumberjack?
Right?
You smell so piney.
Lumberjack.
They could ship this to the left coast. And, we could be enjoying it out here.
Yes, we could.
More often than we are now.
In fact,
Wait a minute.
Please do.
Yes, indeed.
Please do. That would be quite nice.
That goes down nice and easy.
Yes, it do.
I'm almost done.
Now get this man another beer.
Yeah.
All right, let's find out how I got this beer.
Have a grievance to share? It's time for crotch talk.
It is indeed. So last week, I got an email from a listener, Davis, and he's from Colorado. He said he's coming out to California for a very quick beercation, stopping through LA for a couple days, and asked me my opinions on some breweries. His plan was to hit, it was at least 5 breweries a day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And he's like, here's what we're planning on. And it was even more than that on some days. And I gave him my opinions, like, oh, this one's great, this one's not so great, blah, blah, blah. And he said, but we're going to go to Integrin because you guys talk about it all the time. And they were staying not too far from where Integrin is. I said, cool, let me know when you're there. We'll meet you there. And so met up with him last Thursday night. And he said, yeah, if you're going to be there, I'll bring you some beers. I said, okay. So he brought a little Colorado care package for us.
Oh, right on.
And today we'll be drinking all beers that he has provided to us.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
This Lawson's Finest Liquid Sip of Sunshine is from Connecticut, like we said. But he said it's something that they get fairly easy out there in Colorado and that he knew we didn't get. So he wanted to make sure and bring that out for us. And then he brought out some other stuff, which we'll have next, and maybe even next week we'll have one or two more.
Nice. Colorado's got some good beer.
Yes, they do.
True that.
Yeah.
That is for sure. So we hung out at Integrin. He brought his friend Brian out from Colorado, and their other friend with a great name, Greg, who lives locally, was there as well, and was a very nice guy. Bought myself and the lady friend a couple of beers.
What a
on
nice
him.
guy.
Yeah, it was in fact, it was actually on Brian. Brian opened a tab, and David just go, all right, it's on Brian's tab. And Brian had to keep stepping out and taking work calls. So every time he stepped out, we ordered more beer. So thanks, Brian.
That's what you get.
Yeah, so it was really good. And they were asking us about the beers at Integrin, and we were telling them, like, oh, like they have the Red Nights go out right now. Like, oh, this is really good. It's great summer beer. They bought some of that to go home. And then Brittany came over, which is great. Brewer Brittany came over. Like, hey, this is Brittany. She's the one that made your beer that you're drinking right now. They're oh, hey, that's so cool. And so we all talked for a while, and it was a good old time. Grand old time.
Grand old time.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Also, just figured I'd mention I am off to Asheville in the Carolina region later this week.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Have to go out for a wedding, but making this a working trip. I'm going to conduct at least one interview, trying to work on one more.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Tax deduction.
That's right. Yeah. Working vacation.
Yeah.
Greg, what'd you do? I got really drunk on my working vacation.
My job.
Yeah. So no, I got at least one lined up, working on one more. Looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun. And the wedding itself, the groom-to-be provides CO2, like their company provides CO2 for beverages.
Bless him.
And yeah, he provides it to all the breweries. Like
nice.
His accounts for all
He's
breweries.
my hero.
Yeah, so we're going to do some brewery hopping, I'm told, when we're out there. And,
cool.
So yeah, not the worst wedding I've had to go to with the lady friend. I think we've told many a story about awful weddings and baby showers I've been forced to go to. Actually not looking too down upon this one.
Right.
Didn't sound like a bad one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, any excuse to make it down there. I don't think we really have a lot to of excuses to go down there. So
exactly.
You got a wedding to go to. It's like, hey, I got to hit some breweries.
Yeah, got to do some research while I'm here.
I like that.
Yeah, beer girl territory. So
let us know, man.
Give her our best.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
We missed her on the show.
Yeah, I'll be giving a full report. And the plan at this point is Beer Girl will be coming out brewery hopping with us.
Oh, nice.
So
Nice.
very excited to meet Dale and her man friend.
Matt Hardy?
Yes, Matt Hardy.
Oh, nice. Get his
Coach Luke
autograph.
Walton. Oh, he's not the coach anymore.
Oh,
man.
wow.
That's right. Man,
He's
that's
the coach of the Kings.
That's true.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's a big throwback, Matt Hardy. God, that was early in the show.
Wow, it was.
Yeah. So looking
What a
forward
memory.
looking forward to that. Last week on
Good
the
days.
show it was my interview with Cameron from Helix and Sourworks. If you haven't listened to that, you should check it out. A lot of fun. He's putting out some of the best sours I've ever had. No joke. And I also need to apologize to Cameron. Yesterday I was posting on Instagram. His name is Cameron Ball, if you haven't found that out yet. I was posting on Instagram yesterday, and I was doing it hastily, and
Hey.
I missed the autocorrect.
It's the only way to gram.
Yeah, hastily?
Yeah.
Yeah. Slow grammars are bitches.
That's right.
And I missed the autocorrect, and he very nicely messaged me to let me know that I had accidentally added an S to his name, thus dubbing him Cameron Balls.
Wow.
And my sincerest apologies. It has been fixed. He is back to Cameron Ball.
Good.
And you should listen to that interview. It was a lot of fun.
I would have taken that as a compliment, actually.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you are the balls.
That's true.
So
That's how he's like introduced. Like the ball's behind the beer.
yeah,
Cameron Ball.
yeah,
Actually, not so bad.
that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. So my apologies, but maybe you're welcome. I don't
Who
know.
knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Is he related to that great Laker point guard?
Lonzo
What's his
Balls
name again? Yeah. That one. Yeah.
Yeah, Lonzo Hasno. His middle name is Hasno.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lonzo Ball. So, anyways, that's it for me. Anybody have any grievances or anything they'd like to share?
I guess just really quickly, super quickly.
Yeah.
Is that you just reminded me when you went to Integrin that I was unable to make it. I was supposed to go there.
Right.
So I just like to apologize, to everybody that went, that I was not available.
We had a grand old time.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. Because of my stupid car again.
Yeah. Dan's Flintstone car broke down.
Yeah, I know,
his
man.
feet got tired of pedaling.
The good news is I think I found a pretty good mechanic finally, so I'm happy about that. Like,
is good.
You actually bumped into a coworker when I got my car back. I'm like, oh hey, what's up, man? Like, you come here a lot, like
Come here after.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to make sure, like, he's like, yeah, no, this guy's really good, and I was
that's
like,
good.
Yeah, that's good, man. So I've been looking around because last time I went and got my car fixed, like, I was about to drive it away, and the shifter was just going through all the gears without me
geez.
pressing it. I'm like, dude, like, I was like, I called him back over. I'm like, what the hell is this, man? Like, he's like, oh, I guess I got a time. I'm like, yeah, I guess you do.
Yeah.
Like,
This wasn't a stick shift last week.
Yeah, no kidding. So, this dude seems pretty good. But man, yeah, I gotta sell this car, man.
It is impeding on your drinking abilities.
I'm just done with this car.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
not
when it
good.
impedes on the drinking, it's got to go.
That's
Yeah.
no bueno.
Mm-hmm.
That is not good at all. So I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad you found yourself
Correct.
a new trusty mechanic.
Exactly.
So hopefully your feet will be less
I
sore
hope so, man.
pedaling your Flintstone car.
Yeah, but don't.
Indeed. Anybody else?
I'll just share a brief.
All right, move it. No, just kidding.
Okay. No, I'm done.
Okay.
It is brief. My fight with nature, Mother Nature, or whatever, the animal kingdom.
Okay.
It's kind of on the weekends, the wife works all weekend, so
Right.
I leave work early. So like 4 a.m, I got to take the dog out to do her thing. And so last weekend I was taking the dog out to do her thing. I'm hearing a noise in the bushes, which I'm
geez.
assuming is a cat. So I'm like, oh, stupid cats. We turn
Cats
around.
are stupid.
They are stupid.
Oh, my God.
Well, I mean, cats are swell.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. So we turn around the corner. I see this like something weird in the shadows, and I like thinking it's just maybe a shadow itself. As I get a little bit closer, it's this big ass raccoon.
Oh, Jesus.
shit.
This fucking thing was as big as a medium sized dog. This was not missing out on any meals.
Did he call you Taserface?
He did. I'm like, what the fuck? I just saw your movie. Come on, give me a
All
break.
right.
Anywho, I didn't want the dog to see it because the dog would try to chase it and maybe rile it up or something. So immediately I turned around. Well, I thought maybe because I heard that they're afraid of humans and pets. So I'm like, okay, well, we'll
combo.
make it run away.
Yeah, well,
So I took
punch.
a couple steps towards it and it just kind of raised its back up,
shit.
like, okay, come on, bring it. So, okay, let's turn around and go the other way. So me and the dog, we turned around and went the other way. We walked around the corner and it came back, and it was sitting right in front of my bedroom window.
Oh,
Just
God.
staring, just sitting there staring. I'm like, okay, he knows where I live now. Oh, my God. He's going to break in later. So I wasn't sure. So finally I just picked up the dog and carried the dog in the house, put the dog in the house, and I left. When I went out to the parking lot where my car was, then it's out there in the parking lot
Oh,
again.
Jesus.
Oh, dang.
So yeah, I called the police and this raccoon's stalking
Yeah.
me. I swear he wants to rape me or something. And
Like,
but
sir,
yeah.
no one wants to rape you.
yeah. Once the lights went on, he left.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's just kind of weird that it followed me.
See, a prowler with a mask on is stalking you.
Looks
a bit like the Hamburglar.
Yes. So yeah,
Yeah.
kind of a scary attack raccoon.
Yeah.
That somebody pointed towards me
Right.
for some reason.
We've been hearing the coyotes at my place at night.
Oh,
and we
yeah.
kind of always have off and on. Like there's some open space not too far, but a week or so back, they do that yipping noise when they kind of make a kill. They're eating. Well, it sounded super close.
Oh.
And the dog hadn't gone out for his last pee yet.
Oh shit!
And so I was like, fuck. So I just told the lady friend, I was like, all right, I'll go in front. I'll bring the stick out that we use to close the window, and I'll go first. And if you hear me scream, run the other way. We didn't see anything, but man, it sounded close. It's kind of freaky.
Yeah,
That's
nature.
crazy.
Yeah, my dog's stupid. He'd run over and try to beat him up, but he's 25 pounds.
Right.
Yeah, so.
Well, where I used to live, I actually saw raccoons really close to my door. like early in the morning. And there's like two of them just kind of roaming around. And so I told the family, hey, if you're going to bring the dog out, be sure you have the leash on it, if it's early or late, because, the raccoon, the coyotes will carry it off. Because I did see a raccoon carrying a cat.
Oh, jeez.
And then like a day or two later, I saw a little notice about the mailboxes. My cat's missing.
Oh, cat's dead.
Yeah. I said, hey, I saw the raccoon, the coyote carrying it away. No, I didn't say nothing. But like, hey, be careful of those coyotes.
Yeah. Where I used to live, we found cat parts in our front yard. That's never a fun sight.
Ugh.
As much as I don't like cats, I don't want to see their parts in my front yard.
Not really.
Correct.
So. I don't mind seeing a coyote carrying it away, but
yeah, that's fine.
Don't leave it there in my yard.
Clean up. Do your own dishes. How dare you? All right, let's liven things up a bit here. Yeah,
enough of the nature.
Yeah. Enough of when nature kills. Old timey word of the week: guzzle guts.
Ooh,
guzzle guts. It's one that is greedy of liquor.
Oh, damn.
I like
that's
that.
all of us.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
We're a bunch of guzzle guts.
I'm going to try to remember this
Welcome
one.
to the Unfiltered Guzzle Guts.
Yeah.
Really are.
That'd be a good one at a party.
Yeah.
Like someone drinking a little quick, like, hey, guzzle guts.
Yeah. Another beer guzzle guts.
Yeah. Hey, look at old Guzzle Guts passed out again.
Typical guzzle guts.
Dang.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good.
I like that one.
Yeah. All right, let's class things up.
This one's a classy dame with a great palate. It's Beer Babe of the Week.
Yes, it is, and you can find her on the Instagrams at, pay attention, Scott, _hoppy_girl.
Oh, damn it.
That hoppy girl underscores in between each word.
Whoa.
In this picture, she's drinking a collaboration from Noses Brewing and Tool Beer. Looks pretty tasty there, and also doing some work on her computer. Anyways, follow her for more beer goodness at that hoppy girl with underscores in between each word.
Beers and computers.
All right, we got that drunk story to get to, some booze news, but first, let's talk a little sports.
And now, the sports, brought to you by cleaninguptheglass.com.
Whether it's the Baltimore Chop or the 1-2 punch, it's time for sports.
And if I could just kind of jump in real quick.
Please do.
Cleaninguptheglass.com. I've been a busy little beaver lately.
You have.
Yeah. I put out two.
Was it 3?
2, I think. Was it
Last-
3? Oh, no. It was 2.
Okay.
There is a third one, though, that I want to talk about really, really quick.
Okay.
But the first one, the first one I did, it was called Late Whistle. Basically, I was talking about referees in the NBA. And everyone's, hey, we don't like
And
them.
you admitted to reading books.
It's right.
Yeah.
I did. How dare
I was so
I?
embarrassed.
Yeah.
I know. How dare I be
been good.
intellectual?
Who is this guy? I'm like, I don't know him.
Yeah. But it's just about how, everyone's kind of pissed off about the referees in the NBA. But it's, you know what? Basically what I was writing is, hey, it's a long history. You look back at it.
Yeah.
I read this book, like I said, by Tim Donaghy called Personal Foul. And he's the guy that gambled on games. But what people don't realize is he gambled on games that Joey Crawford would ref or like Dick Pavetta would ref, because you could almost call it, and I thought that myself. I thought, God, well, Joey Crawford's out here. The Spurs are going to lose.
Oh, yeah. That's,
you know what
that's
I mean?
a given.
Yeah, so it's not like he was really like, so just his book, like I felt, just kind of reaffirmed my beliefs about that. And
he never really gambled on his own game, so
that's what he says. I don't know if I buy all of it.
Okay.
But he did have the FBI agent that arrested him. He did his forward for him, so I don't know. Like,
really? That was weird.
Yeah.
That was weird. I read that. Yeah.
Oh, did you?
Well, you said that in your call.
Yeah, that's right. So I mean,
that was kind of weird.
Yeah, so you think like most of what he said must be legit if the guy's gonna I co-sign all that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Maybe because he let him do a cavity search or something.
Yeah,
maybe. But basically, I just kind of wrote about that and how Steve Javie was a ref back in the days. Now we have Scott Foster, who hates the Houston Rockets.
Yeah.
But back in the days, it was
my
Steve.
hero.
Yeah, Steve Javie, who hated Allen Iverson and basically a lot of other players, but mainly Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
And I just kind of go through that and do some comparisons and just tell you, hey, it's not going to get any better. We're going to be stuck with shitty refs probably the rest of NBA.
It's just the way it is.
And that's how it's going to
Yeah,
be.
I guess like you're calling, they're human. And if they get a certain, feeling against a certain person or team,
It's going to happen.
It's going to come out in their calling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard
It's
not,
sad.
if you feel a certain way against a person, it's hard not to show that sort of favor. And
Like
that
a
part I
racist
get.
cop kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've heard that there's studies where they show racial bias in the league, which I think is really interesting because I'd say most of the league is African American.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So to be showing racial bias in a league where most of the refs are white and most of the players are not, it's like, you guys better get your shit together.
That's
Kind of
true.
weird.
Because I think you can train that out of people. I don't think you can train people liking or disliking somebody, but I think certain things like racial bias, certain levels of sensitivity training can train that out of people, because it's not that you're going to feel any different, but they need to be trained on how they see that. Like they need to recognize that they're doing that.
Correct.
And I think that's one step that needs to be taken.
Correct. But you're right. I think just like, biases against people in general.
Yeah, how do you fight that?
Yeah, there's nothing you can do.
Right.
Like I said, I think once you
just ask Tim Duncan.
Well, what I said is what I felt you should do is once you identify it, like Scott Foster clearly hates the Rockets, and even though everyone really does hate the Rockets, like at this point, like if he's becoming a determining factor in a playoff game, you got to terminate him.
Or at least never let him ref a Rockets game.
Or something.
Yeah.
It's pretty ridiculous that they're standing by and saying, "Oh, I see nothing wrong with this." Like,
well, if refs would start getting in trouble, you'd see a lot less of that sort of thing.
mm-hmm. That's true.
But you know what? The Rockets should call him out on that, because it's kind of the old game that Phil Jackson used to play.
That's true.
When the refs would call against the Lakers, and he'd call him out, and the refs would kind of, to make up for it, go totally the other way on the next game.
You would, man.
They wouldn't just kind of get worse because he pissed them off.
Yeah.
No, they would because they wanted to prove that they were not against the Lakers.
I always felt like when he bitched about the refs, we were going to win.
He was.
It was weird.
The Zen master, of course.
He was probably doing some voodoo shit on him too.
Jedi mind tricks.
Yeah.
Because if they tried to pay back Phil Jackson, I'm trying to say reciprocate.
It's a big word.
Yeah, so it's too many, more than 3 letters. I can't say it. Then it'd be too obvious.
Yeah.
So I
True that.
Phil knew what he was doing.
Yeah, he's the man.
Yeah.
Then the other one, real quick, was that it was about basically all the Laker fans going nuts on the front office that they want Rob Pelinka out, they want Jeannie to sell the team. It's kind of like I basically wrote and thought, well, where were all those joy feelings we had last year? As Laker fans, we felt like we were just like the best team in the league all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And Jeannie did the right thing by firing her brother and bringing in Magic and Rob was making the right trades, clear up cap space. Like basically what I thought was I feel like a good GM is one that has tradable assets and or cap space. The Lakers have both. So, I mean, I don't understand how he's doing a bad job. It's not like when Mitch Kupchak would sign like Luke Walton to like a five-year, $40 million deal, or when he signed like Vladimir Radmanovich to a 4-year, like $40 million deal. It was kind of like, and Mitch Kupchak did some good things, but like there were still some flubs here and there, and I don't feel like Rob so far is really. Yeah, exactly. There's another one. That's true. Dang, and we traded Caron Butler for him. Yeah. That's right. But just thinking about that, like I don't see the same flubs that Pelinka has done yet. People could say you flubbed the head coaching thing, but Tyronn Lue, are we serious about that?
Oh
like,
my God!
Not hiring him was the least flub he's made.
His phone is not ringing off the hook right now.
No.
I heard Stephen A. saying, "Well, Vogel, his phone isn't ringing off the hook either." It's like, well, no, but Lue for sure is not going to get a job this year.
No. He's a glorified babysitter.
Exactly.
And I said it almost a year ago. LeBron is not going to be the answer to winning a championship.
Mm-hmm.
He's old enough to where he needs people around him. He cannot will his way to a title anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want him then. I still don't want him now. I still think he's a cancer in the locker room. But either way, I said he will not win us a championship. At best, he'll get us first round. And boy, was that optimistic.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Super optimistic.
No kidding, man.
So,
and for the Laker haters, I'll just say this real quick. And I think I already said it, but
you're all right.
Yeah.
All of you. You're correct.
You're correct.
Yeah.
Don't try to please LeBron James by hiring a coach or whatever. If you really want Anthony Davis, you get somebody that Anthony Davis likes.
Yeah.
Because if you get him, he's going to be the center point.
And please,
he's young. And
you want to trade LeBron for Anthony Davis or Zion or
that's what I was saying.
Akateka Kempo?
Yeah. No kidding.
Any of them. I'll take a 1-for-1 trade.
Throw a free razor in there to get rid of that unibrow.
So I threw all that in there too. They're saying, well, how could they trade him? It's like it'd be very easy. In fact, some of the trades, the teams would say, no, we don't want LeBron James. It's pretty clear.
Teams,
So
the Knicks would be stupid to go Zion for LeBron.
Yeah, exactly. That guy's a monster.
But they are stupid.
They are stupid.
You never know.
Yeah. Maybe Jeannie can work her magic with Phil over there.
Is he still there?
I think so, right? Isn't Phil still in New York?
No, he's not.
Oh,
No, he
just kidding.
Quit.
Sorry, Phil.
Yep, undo. Well, we already mentioned it. Frank Vogel, now the head coach of the Lakers, and Jason Kidd is his assistant. The Warriors beat the Rockets. Thank God. Rockets will not be moving on to the finals.
Thank
I would have
God.
lost all faith in the NBA, what little I had left.
That would've been rough.
Yeah. Raptors beat the 76ers and move on. Woo, what a Game 7.
Yep. That was a
Man.
good one.
In my opinion, 2 good Game 7s yesterday.
Yeah, I missed the first one. Got to see the Raptors, and man, that last second, that ball bounced around that bucket.
Oh.
What felt like a minute.
It was funny,
I
man.
thought it was going to overtime.
Me too. Like,
Yeah.
and it was funny because I got the alert on my phone that said, "Oh, the Raptors won on a game winner." I go, "Oh shit, I got to watch it." So I'm watching the highlights, and then I see that shot go up, and it bounces. I go, "Oh, I guess they went in overtime." And then it kind of like bounced all
Yeah.
over. I go, "No way it goes in." And it went in, and it's like I
Yeah.
knew there was a game winner, and I had no idea that was it because it just bounced everywhere. It was crazy.
Right. To watch, it was so funny. To watch it live felt like forever.
Right.
And then when I watched all the replays, it was like, even slowed down, it was still only 2.5 seconds.
Right.
And I was like, man, did that feel like just time stopped when that was going on.
Yeah.
Did.
I think it took
Yeah.
like 3 or 4 bounces before finally falling in that bucket.
Yeah.
Watching it live after the first bounce, I'm going, oh, man.
Yeah. Even if you guys are not basketball fans per se, go look for the Raptors 76ers Game 7 buzzer beater
Yeah.
clip. It is worth a watch. It's what sports is all about.
That's right.
Made me want to watch a little bit of basketball.
And I will say, my Nostradamus article that I wrote back in October 17th, I said that in the second round, the Philadelphia 76ers and the Toronto Raptors would play each other. I said the Raptors would have to win a Game 6 to get to the Game 7 in Philly, and they did. And then I said the Raptors would win the 7th game.
So the only thing you were wrong about was it wasn't in Philly.
Oh, no. The Game 6 they won in
Game
Philly.
6 in
Yeah,
Philly.
but
I
in
see.
game 7,
Back
in Toronto.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't know that I stated that, but hopefully I got the
We'll
seeds
see you
right.
did.
Something like
Yeah.
that. But man,
But yeah.
that was a game.
It was
Yeah.
And then finally, a little football news. The judge throws out the video evidence in the Robert Kraft massage happy ending case. So basically, just handing the case over to Robert Kraft. It's like, hey, we got video of you with hookers and stuff. Like, no, we don't need to use that. That's not usable.
Wow.
Yeah. Go Patriots.
Yeah, money will do great things for
Yeah.
you. Whoever says
crazy.
money won't buy you happiness is full of shit.
It'll buy you out of a lot of sadness.
Yeah, it'll buy you out of
Yeah.
some hooker situations.
Yeah.
At
And
least down in
ironically,
Florida.
that judge is wearing a Tom Brady jersey later that day.
Can you imagine? Shit's all corrupt, man.
Oh, of course it is, especially in that organization.
That's right.
All right, before we get to booze news, let's run down. Let's play our drunk story, or one of our drunk stories from Integrin's Frühlingsfest.
All right, so my husband and I went to a karaoke bar one night because my friend was in town who lived in San Francisco at the time, and I hadn't seen her in about a year. And she was there with this really douchey guy she was dating, and he kept buying everyone shots. And mind you, I hadn't had that much alcohol all at once in a really long time, and so within an hour and a half, I was pretty sloshed, gone, just not there. And I kept begging for water. And my husband gave me water. And he's like, you have water? And I was like, no, this isn't water. And he's like, yes, that's water. And I'm like, this is not water. And it's a completely full glass of water. And I'm trying to drink it, but it's not working out. Like straw lips, the whole function of water to mouth, stomach was not happening. And I knew I was going to be sick. So I grabbed his arm and I dragged him to the bathroom. And since I couldn't really see what I was doing or function well, somehow I body slammed the toilet seat with my elbow and chipped the bone. And there was a little piece of bone floating around my elbow for about a year afterwards before it finally dissolved and disappeared. But he never lets me live it down. To this day, he likes to tell that story to anyone that does ask for a drunk story of me. So that's my story.
Ooh, yeah. The macho man coming down on this toilet right here.
Oh, man. I know. You think she slapped her elbow before she went to hit it?
You know, that's the only proper way to come off the top rope.
That's right.
Elbow
You gotta
first.
slap that thing.
Yeah. Coming down, brother. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
I gotta find me a douche to buy me liquor.
Right? That was like a miss. Like, come on. How you call the guy a douche and you get drunk on his dime?
You know what's funny is one of my best friends is a girl, And some of my favorite, yes, yet hated them the most of her ex-boyfriends were the douchebags that would just buy everyone alcohol because that's what they thought it would take for them to be liked by other people.
Okay, I see.
So
that.
while they were very much douchebags, I drank a lot of free booze.
Yeah. So I guess if you realize you're a douchebag and nobody likes you, you try to buy people's
love and affection,
whatever.
Yeah.
It can happen.
Yeah. So
Try
that
me.
always,
Just try me.
yeah. I'll tell you if you're a douche. That always worked out well for me.
I think I'm gonna do that from now when I walk into the bar. Just walk up to some guy and say, "Hey, douche," and see if he buys me some alcohol
Oh yeah, that's smart.
or kicks my ass.
Yeah,
What
find out if he's truly a douche or
Yeah.
not. So yeah, if you guys want to share your drunk stories, you can always leave us a voicemail.
Yeah.
805
I like these stories.
Yeah, 805-538 beer 2337. We still have a few more from Integrin to go that we'll get to in the coming weeks. All right, I think it's time. Oh, Siri is going crazy on Scott's phone over there. I don't think that's the first time that's happened either.
No, it's not.
I think it's time that we make a call to the pen.
He calls to the bullpen for
Beer.
He's trying to be the fourth member of the gentleman over
I
here.
know.
You mentioned douche and Siri pops right up.
So you didn't quite get that.
Yeah.
I'm busy paying your tab.
Right. Oh, thanks, Siri. By the way, why is your Siri a man?
Right. And not an Australian chick.
Yeah, mine's an Australian chick.
That's right. Mine too.
Oh, yeah.
I heard your Siri. I was like, oh, man, she sounds hot. So I got to change mine.
Yeah, nothing better than an Australian accent.
Correct.
All right, for our bullpen beer, we are drinking Four Noses Brewing Bout Damn Time IPA. It is about
That's what that was
time.
about.
Yes. 7.1%. It has 68 IBUs, a 3.92 on Untapped, and a 4.1 on Beer Advocate. Pretty respectable scores. This, of course, comes to us from our friends in Colorado, Davis and Brian. Thank you, gentlemen, once again.
Thank
By
you.
the way, free alcohol, not douchebags.
Right.
They're the perfect 1-2 punch.
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. From the brewery, it says they use Simcoe, Amarillo, Yukonot, and Mosaic hops. This American IPA has been a crowd favorite since its conception in 2015. Assertive tropical and citrus aromas hold up a crisp, bitter backbone. Despite the overall hoppiness, Bout Damn Time ensures drinkability for any time. It's always about damn time you've had a bout damn time. I should have pulled the drop of Ron Simmons. Damn!
I know. Yeah, that would have been a good one.
That would have been a good one.
Damn.
Yeah. How do we feel about Bout Damn Time?
Oh, man.
Good.
Good stuff. About damn time. Got some of this.
Yeah. Definitely got some of that pine up front, but unlike the last one, it makes its way into some tropical and finishes, I think, very citrusy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like this one.
I agree.
Wow. I almost feel like the other one was more citrusy.
Interesting.
Yeah, I feel like my taste is like way off right now or something.
I am no expert. I feel like the other one finished, like went citrusy, then finished piney. This one, I think, starts piney, then goes tropical and finishes citrusy.
Oh, fuck.
But I am no expert.
Well, you sounded like one, so I guess I'm going to have to go with that.
I just say it with conviction,
Yeah.
and people believe me.
Well, it was a good, nice order.
Yeah.
Like here, I'm just like, I feel like it was like more.
See, I just do things with conviction, like, Dan, I'm sorry to let you know, but you do have herpes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
and
man.
then you're like, oh, shit.
No, but see, that's true. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Who told you? Wow.
Yeah.
Davis was telling me a funny story about the brewery. Apparently, it's Four Noses Brewing. I guess it started by a family, 4 people in the family, and they all have large noses. So they just named it Four Noses
Is that
Brewing.
right?
That's what he
That's
said.
good.
I think I'm
man.
getting that right.
That's good.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny.
Schnoz Brewing.
Yeah.
That's
The
cool.
schnozberries taste like schnozberries. So anyways, if you're ever in Broomfield, Colorado, go check out Four Noses
That's
Brewing.
cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Very, very tasty.
In the words of my, when I watched Adam Sandler last weekend, I'm going to say Davis, Brian, and Greg, not a douche.
Not a douche.
Oh,
he was
yeah.
on Saturday Night Live, huh?
Yeah.
That's right. Did
That's
Opera
what that
Man.
was.
Yeah,
he?
he did.
I fell asleep.
Oops.
Oh.
I mean, nothing against Adam Sandler. I was just pretty hammered.
Hey.
I recorded it. So
It's
Oh,
on
good.
late, man.
It is.
Like what, 12:30 it
I
starts?
think 11:30 to 1.
Oh,
And I
okay.
usually catch about the first half hour, and then the booze kicks in. And,
It gets rough.
and
yeah,
I'm
I got to
out.
record it because I'm way gone by the time it starts.
Yeah. So
Not every sketch is a winner either.
No.
Yeah.
They are not good at picking them. That is for sure. All right, let's talk about some booze news.
Extra, extra, drink all about it. It's time for booze news.
'Tis indeed some very big and breaking news from last week.
Yeah.
Boston Beer Company, so Sam Adams, and Dogfish Head Brewing agreed to merge in a $300 million deal.
Wow.
Shit.
Wow. The guy, no one is more outspoken against Big Beer than Sam Callione from Dogfish Head. Now, to be fair, Boston Beer is still technically craft.
Right.
They do go up to that marker of however many million barrels it is, and they stop right there.
I'm telling you, man.
So they are now going to merge. 8 years ago, Dogfish Head and Boston Beer Company teamed up to brew a collective beer for the annual Savor Craft Beer and Food Pairing Experience. Today, the two companies, last week, announced they're signing the signing of a definitive merger agreement valued at $300 million.
Damn.
The deal is expected to close in the second quarter. As part of the transaction, Dogfish Head co-owners Sam and Mariah Callione will receive about 406,000 shares of Boston Beer, valued at $314 per share, making them the largest non-institutional shareholders in the company behind founder Jim Koch. I never know. Meanwhile,
I think it's cock.
Balls.
yeah, Jim Cockaballs. Meanwhile, existing Dogfish Head shareholders will receive $173 million in cash, and Sam Callione will obtain a seat on Boston Beer's board of directors starting in 2020. The merger comes nearly 4 years after Dogfish Head sold a 15% stake to L&K Partners, a New York-based equity firm, for some capital. As a result, L&K will exit its investment in the Delaware-based craft brewery. According to a press release, Boston Beer expects to fund the cash component of the transaction through a combination of cash on hand and its available credit line. This merger now brings together the Brewers Association's second largest craft beer maker, Boston Beer, with the 13th largest craft brewery, Dogfish Head. Both companies will retain their status as BA-defined independent craft breweries. And it goes on to talk about statements from both Sam and Jim Cockenbells. This is some huge news. Sam has been always very outspoken about anti-selling out and big beer and all this stuff. So while it's technically not big beer, it's about as close as you can get.
You sold out.
Right.
Well, I would say this. Like, I remember in earlier episodes, I had said that it's looking like craft beer is starting to like get into these little umbrellas.
Right. We've been talking about these little mergers.
Right. But
alliances.
I feel like, Dogfish had to get merged with, Boston. I feel like
is small beer becoming big beer?
Well, not so much that, but more like the way they merged. It's like they got remember in Italian mobsters, they would they have their own families, blah blah blah. But eventually they get made, and then they go to a bigger family. And all of a sudden they're a Dawn. I feel like that's Dogfish Head now. I feel like they just got made right now. Even though because that's I'm pretty sure they would want to be like the Boston Beer Company one day, be that big where they're still craft, but they just got so huge.
Well, I mean, who wouldn't?
Right?
Yeah.
So, but I feel like that's what it is. I feel like maybe Boston Beer Company is going to be like the fucking, goddamn, what was that company? I don't remember that fucking mobster. Whoever that family was, the big family that was making everybody.
The Corleones?
Yeah, it wasn't even them. I don't think. I can't remember
Yeah,
the real one. But either way, I feel like they just got made right now, and I think that's going to be the one that everyone's going to start to the big fish. No pun on Dogfish Head, but I think the big fish are going to go there.
Interesting.
Yeah,
we'll find out.
That sounds pretty gangster.
And
Maybe survival.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's what it's coming down to. A lot of them are saying we have to do this to survive.
Yeah.
A, for buying power, you get ingredients much cheaper when you buy them in bulk, and with AB InBev kind of buying up all the hop contracts, you got to be able to compete with that. Also, the distribution power. I mean, Boston Beer has great distribution.
Exactly.
So now Dogfish Head will be able to jump on their distribution train, which will be great for them. They say they're still going to independently operate, so the Dogfish Head will still be in, Delaware?
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, Boston Beer wasn't going to do anything different.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll still be different companies, and they're not planning on getting rid of, Dogfish Head isn't going to can their whole marketing team or anything like that. They're going to be two independent companies that just happen to emerge. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, this sounds like it. It sounds like where Big Beer could probably buy some of these other umbrellas. Nobody's touching that one.
That's going to be an expensive umbrella.
They're Teflon Dawn, dude. I'm telling you.
Yeah. I mean, this worked out well for Firestone so far, merging with Duvel.
Oh, yeah.
Or Duval. Right. They haven't laid anybody off. In fact, they've only gotten bigger and expanded and brewed more beers. And so hopefully it's a similar situation where Duval is hardly craft beer, just like Boston Beer. Like they're very large, and so hopefully the capital and the distribution and kind of the power that comes from the bigger beer company, feel the power, kind of helps them out, and then we'll get some more tasty beers from Dogfish Head.
Yeah.
We've seen them grow recently because all of a sudden 120-minute IPA is very available on the West Coast.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Where
no kidding.
Before it was like, if you saw it, you called your friends and said, get to the store immediately. Because you can only get 2, and they're going to sell out quick. Now it's like you must buy a 4-pack.
And if Dogfish Head's going to be everywhere, I have no problem with that.
No, that's not a bad beer to find everywhere. I mean, that Dragon and Yum Yums is pretty fucking weird. But overall, they make some pretty good beer. Have you had that?
No, I haven't.
Don't try it. I mean, it's great. We'll have it on the show someday. Love you, Sam. So, anyways, huge news. We'll see how that works out for everybody,
and hopefully, if it's creating more jobs,
hopefully
that's a good thing.
If,
True that.
If Dogfish Head then gets bigger because of this, kind of like Firestone has, then maybe more jobs and just more beer.
And maybe they'll make a couple more craft companies too, craft brewer. They say, hey, you guys, be under our umbrella over here. We're going to start our own family.
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, at the very least, like Firestone is very big with like doing collaborations with smaller breweries.
Right.
It's always a nice little kick in the pants for a smaller brewery to work with something like Firestone or Dogfish Head, whoever it is. So we'll see what happens. The Brewers Association adds 4 new styles and over 1,000 edits to their beer style guidelines. The 2019 version includes style editions of Juicy or Hazy Strong Pale Ale, Contemporary Belgian style Gaze Lambic. I can't stand lambic. It's just fruit. Franconian style rot beer. That's something I've never had. An American style India Pale Lager, which I am a huge fan of. I love IPLs. You get the hoppiness of an IPA, and you get the smooth drinkability of a lager. And then they did some edits, like they did some consolidations. They consolidated pale and dark American Belgio style ales into pale and dark American Belgio style ales into one guideline. Keller beer or Zwickel beer and lager styles have been consolidated into one guideline. Excuse me. Breslau style pale and dark Schops style consolidated into one guideline. I'm sure I'm butchering some of these names. American style light and dark wheat beer styles consolidated from 4 guidelines into one. And wood and barrel aged pale to amber, dark, and strong all into one guideline. And they removed the American style ice lager as a category, which I find interesting. I feel like it's starting to make a comeback. Like Modern Times has an ice. More locally to us, McLeod's has an ice. They have Van Ice. If you're in the LA area, you get that joke. It seems like it's starting to come back around. It's just a stronger light beer. So surprised they removed it now and not a few years ago when nobody was making them.
Right.
So
well
see.
That's the way it kind of goes, right? It doesn't seems like all these beers style would just come out of nowhere and then everyone will start making it.
Yeah, it's just like an RKO out of nowhere. Sorry, I had to.
You had to. And, and you had me at Breastlock, so.
At what?
Breastlock.
What the hell?
I don't know. It sounded like it's what you said on one of them.
Oh, all right.
That's just what you wanted to
hear.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah, totally. Well, this one's for Scott, though. Our final story of the night.
Nice.
Natty Light is looking for interns to get paid to drink beer.
Oh, shit.
Where do I sign?
Yeah. Drinking beer on the job is just what a lot of people fantasize about. Natty Light can make that dream a reality. The company with their beer fondly named Natty Light is looking for a natty intern this summer to literally get paid to drink beer. They say a 4.0 GPA or great references aren't important to apply.
Oh, thank
God. Of course not.
The jobs, they're looking for well-rounded, fun-loving human beings who know how to get things done.
That's right.
On Natural Light's website, they say you should also be familiar with social media and have basic computer and social media skills.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, we just ruled Scott out. Sorry about that. The website also says...
Can I work from home?
The website also says, just be cool.
Oh,
man.
You also have to be 21.
Man.
Some of the interns' responsibilities will include attending sporting events and traveling to cool places.
What?
Do I have to drive?
I hope not.
No, right?
I have to put my Uber sign up.
Yeah, but act quickly because you have to apply by May 19th.
God damn it.
Visit Natural Light's website to complete a job description and all qualifications needed.
But it's Natty Light.
I'll be up all night.
I'm sure you will.
Oh, my God. It sounds like such a sweet gig.
minus the Natty Light
It's
part.
right.
still free. I mean, come on.
True that. And they're gonna
And
send
they
you
were
to
going
like
to pay me?
sporting events.
Pay
and
me
stuff.
and send me to sporting
Like, would I
events?
do it? Let's be honest. Yes, I would.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I think I would.
But I'll be quite honest. Natty Light is a beer that I never liked. Like, even in my shitty beer days, like, I drink the Bud and the Miller Lite and that kind of stuff. And Natty Light, it just wasn't my jam.
Damn it, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
I think the only time I ever drank it was at Scott's house.
See,
Had to be.
Yeah.
And then
That's all I had.
And if one of us does it, that's selling out. You know
That's
what I mean?
true.
That's not Teflon Don gaudy status. That's the mobster I was looking for. This is selling out straight
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Would I lose my job here at...
Probably.
You'd at least be suspended.
Okay.
I'll take the suspension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without pay.
Because
wow.
we can't entirely
Okay.
frown at that.
No, because it's free beer and it's going to cool places.
That's awesome.
I'll share my experiences on the show.
Yeah, we can't have that.
Okay, I won't say nothing about it on the
Yeah,
show.
we'd be shut down.
Maybe they'd make me into some kind of mascot or something. Maybe I'd be like the least interesting person in the world.
Dan, the Natty Light beer.
Yeah.
Natty Dan.
I don't always drink beer. But when I do, I don't know.
It's Natty Ice.
It's nutty ice.
I don't always drink water-flavored beer,
Yeah.
but when I do, yeah, I don't know. So, anyways, apply now if that's something that you're looking to do. May 19th is the deadline.
A
Get in
job's
there.
a job.
That's true.
You
Or
know.
like Nick Schwartzen always said on Reno 911, hand job still a job.
He was a good character.
He
though.
was. That was a great show.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that. So good. All right, that's all we got for you today. Thank you all for listening and joining along. You can find us at theunfilteredgentleman.com, at The Unfiltered Gentleman on the social medias, except for Twitter, at Unfiltered Gents. You can call us, leave us a drunk message, 805-538-BEER, 2337. And I think that's everything. So thank you guys all for drinking along. I hope in the meantime you're all staying hydrated. And on that note, good night, everybody.